So is the universe conscious? I just done watching, or almost done watching, a PBS Spacetime video in which they're discovering a theory of everything, which is interesting because I had watched Dr. Eric Weinstein's theory of geometric unity. Well, probably about 2 hours in or so, kind of listening to it. All I know is math is hard. Because that's what I kind of took away from even listening to this PBS Spacetime video. And it's like, alright, there's a lot of things that we don't know. Well, what is math? Math seems to be an incredibly useful tool that we use to measure a lot of things. Well, what would happen if you called one a turtle? What would two be? A tortoise? I don't frickin' know. But the very interesting thing is, it's like, alright, we may actually have solutions to more things. It's almost like, oh, well, we had Newtonian physics. It's like, oh, that explains a lot of stuff. Even way back in the day, it's like, you go back to like Greek times or even before that. It's like anybody that threw anything, it's like, oh, well, it kind of goes this way. There's certain math and kind of things you can figure out. It's like, yeah, we get to Newton. We leveled up. We get to Einstein. We leveled up. And what's going to be the next level? I have no frickin' idea, but it's going to be frickin' interesting. But again, this is probably one of the reasons why one of my constant sayings is math is hard. I don't know. All I know is back in the day, it's like, well, if Sally has 5 apples and Timmy has 2 apples and Sally gives Timmy 3 apples, how many apples will Sally have left? With all due respect, I don't really care how many apples Sally or Timmy have. It's like, talk about something cool. Talk about Pokemon cards. Talk about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Tell me how me using Mirror Force, this, that, or the other thing, and the different cards and the factors in the deck. It's like, I don't know. Those sound like a lot of complex problems that a lot of kids seem to be very interested in and very good at. I don't know. All I know is back in the day, it's like, oh, I have a modern physics book because I ended up having to drop the class, and I also realized, oh, it's an elective for folks that have done like physics 1 through 3, along with like electromagnetism, thermodynamics, stuff like that. As far as I remember, it's like, oh, I was still able to calculate the speed of a neutron going 0.999999 times the speed of light. It's like, that was pretty cool. I may not have understood everything about it, but the interesting thing is, according to some theories, it's like, alright, well, light is essentially everywhere. It's like time kind of stops, but when you start looking at a photon, that photon kind of starts looking at you. And it's like, are we actually conscious? Does it know we're here? Do we know it's here? Is the universe conscious? Because that would be absolutely fascinating. Because that would mean a lot of things are. I don't know, do they act like they are? I'm pretty sure my cat is pretty conscious. He seems to like it when I say his name and do certain things, and he usually likes to be fed and petted and feel safe and everything. But yeah, well, I see you there, Dave, and is the universe drunk as hell? Well, some days it definitely seems that way. But just something to think about. I got a little link in the doobly-doo if you want to hear it. Don't worry, they don't go into a huge amount of math there. And they definitely talk about the multiverse. I become more skeptical of multiverse theory and stuff back in the day, or more recently, but all I know is it would be completely self-aggrandizing because that was something I was thinking about when I was like 10 years old, writing the Book of Infinity. But you know what? I managed to inscribe it on the cover of that little blue notebook, but yeah, ADD, video games, and the internet. Yeah, they seem to distract you. But blessing and a curse, it is what it is. Shout out to my patron, Joe Franco. Thank you all for watching and viewing. Listening if you would. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. And long live the elbow bump. Boop and boop.